Well, history has been made again. At exactly 3:27 a.m. Indian Standard Time, NASA astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore safely splashed down in the Gulf of Mexico, marking the end of their extraordinary 9-month mission aboard the International Space Station. This was a mission that tested their patience, resilience and endurance, and now they have finally returned home. But for us in India, this is more than just a space mission. Sunita Williams, the daughter of an Indian father from Gujarat, carries a legacy among the stars. Her return is not just a homecoming for NASA, it is a moment of pride for every Indian who dreams of space exploration. Let's take you through the final moments of this spectacular return.
All hooks open.
All hooks are open. And undocking confirmed. Freedom is free of its moorings. Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore begin their belated trip home.
Separation confirmed.
It began with this command, the final command: Dragon deorbit, burn complete. The engines fired from 400 kilometers above the Earth. Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore began their journey back home. In just minutes, they went from the silence of space to the most terrifying, high-speed descent imaginable.
And that view is from the WB-57, which is one of NASA's high-altitude planes that is tracking. You're beginning to see that plasma trail as Dragon re-enters the Earth's atmosphere. All of that is expected. We are anticipating an acquisition of signal around 2:51 p.m. Pacific time, so just minutes from now. And you may hear the core begin to hail out or call Dragon for communications and see if we can potentially get communications with them a little bit earlier.
With gravity pulling them down, their capsule hurtled through Earth at an unimaginable speed, 28,000 kilometers per hour. As they pierced the atmosphere, the spacecraft's heat shield endured temperatures soaring beyond 1600 Celsius hotter than molten lava. For 6 minutes, they were engulfed in flames, a fireball streaking across the sky, and then radio silence.
Crew 9 inside Dragon Freedom as it returns back to Earth. We are awaiting the drogue deploys. This view.
Then the moment of truth. 18,000 feet above the ocean, two drogue parachutes deployed small but mighty, slowing the capsule just down enough. And then, at 6,500 feet, the grand finale. 4 massive parachutes, each 116 feet wide, unfurling against the night sky. Like a bird extending its wings, they gently brought the capsule down towards the waiting waters of the Gulf of Mexico.
And we are expecting drogue deployment at 2:53 p.m. Pacific, so we should see it any second now. And there you are getting a great view of Crew 9 inside Dragon Freedom as it returns back to Earth. We are awaiting the drogue deploys. This view coming from the WB-57 high-altitude plane. And there you see it on your screen, drogue deployment.
Drogue descent rate nominal.
As we mentioned, Freedom will be traveling 16 miles per hour when it splashes down off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida.
Great view there of the reefing on those parachutes.
At 3:27 a.m. Indian Standard Time, with the world watching, the capsule touched the ocean.
And splashdown, Crew 9 back on Earth.
A gentle splash, a ripple in the dark waters, a signal that the mission had finally come to an end. Sunita Williams was back home.
Good main release.
As you can see there on your screen, continuing to monitor progress of the Dragon spacecraft. And we're going to stand by for splashdown, located in the Gulf of America, off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida.
And splashdown, Crew 9 back on Earth.
And SpaceX Freedom, splashdown. Good main release.
Copy splashdown. We see main chutes cut. Nick, Alex, Butch, Sunny, on behalf of SpaceX, welcome home.
couple of them are going to be working to...
As the capsule bobbed on the ocean waves, SpaceX's recovery teams raced forward at full speed. Divers plunged into the water, securing flotation devices around the spacecraft. Sunita and Butch, weightless for months, sat inside, adjusting to the pull of gravity once again. It was a picture-perfect splashdown.
Wow, we got a cute little pod of dolphins. It wasn't just one or two.
Dolphins greeted SpaceX's Dragon almost like giving the astronauts a warm welcome in the Earth's waters.
Cute little pod of dolphins. It wasn't just one or two. Arm get lowered.
And then, the most awaited moment, the hatch was open. For the first time in 286 days, Sunita Williams breathed in fresh air.
And there we do see Crew 9, some happy waves, smiles all around back on Earth.
The first touch of Earth's winds on her face, the smile of the ocean, a feeling that no astronaut ever forgets.
Weekend was culminated today with the landing of Crew 9. We Dragon Splashdown at about 5:57 p.m. off the coast of Tallahassee. That's our first commercial crew program landing at Tallahassee. We've had a couple cargo flights land there. And now it's great to have Crew 9 and the Freedom capsule back home, and its fourth flight is now in the history books.
For India, Sunita Williams is more than just an astronaut. She's a symbol of our dreams reaching the stars. The daughter of Dr. Deepak Pandya from Gujarat, she has never forgotten her roots. She has carried the Bhagavad Gita, a Lord Ganesha idol, and the Indian flag into space, proving that no matter how far she travels, India is always with her.
बहुत ही खुशी है सर, पूरी रात जगे हुए, रात भी जगे है, रात को भी हवन चली है और सुबह भी हवन करना है, कल भी भंडारा करना है। जरूर वो आएगी, चाहने ने आना ही है उसको इधर, वो ये यहाँ इतनी मतलब शक्ति है, यही इसको लाएगा सर। इसकी चैलेंज इसी ने की थी, वरना गवर्नमेंट तो कब के चले, इसने बोला था इतने टाइम में यहाँ आनी है तो आ गई वो। ये भगवान की कृपा है, नीलकंठेश्वर महादेव गुरु महाराज बैठे उसकी है।
Today, in Gujarat, in Mumbai, in Delhi, celebrations erupt as one of our own returns from the heavens. A moment of pride for every young girl in India who dreams of space, every child who looks up at the sky and whispers, I want to go there too.
वो सकुशल वापस लौट आई, उनकी हमें बहुत खुशी और उनसे हमें प्रेरणा लेनी भी चाहिए और उनसे हमें प्रेरणा मिलती है उनसे। यहाँ विलियम्स वापस आ गई, उनका जश्न दिवाली के जैसा जश्न मन रहा है इधर।
Sunita Williams' journey is an inspiration for our own space heroes in the making. She has shown us that space is not just for a few, it is for all of us. And soon the next Sunita, the next Kalpana, the next Rakesh Sharma will rise from India, for India, into the cosmos. Bureau Report, Times Now.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has extended his wishes to Sunita Williams and the Crew 9 team for their successful splashdown. On social media platform X, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, and I quote, "Welcome back, Crew 9, the Earth missed you." Prime Minister said, theirs has been a test of grit, courage and the boundless human spirit. Sunita Williams and the Crew 9 astronauts have once again shown us what perseverance truly means. Their unwavering determination in the face of the vast unknown will forever inspire millions. Space exploration is about pushing the limits of human potential, daring to dream and having the courage to turn those dreams into reality. Sunita Williams, a trailblazer and an icon, has exemplified this spirit throughout her career. We are incredibly proud of all those who work tirelessly to ensure their safe return. They've demonstrated what happens when precision meets passion and technology meets tenacity. That's the Prime Minister's post on Sunita Williams' return, congratulating her. Now, this was a mission that was meant to last just 8 days. It turned into a masterclass in survival, adaptation and problem solving. And as Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore finally return home, their experience isn't just a lesson for NASA, it's a gold mine of insights for ISRO as well. As India gets ready for Gaganyaan, its first human space flight, from dealing with a spacecraft that wasn't fit to return to conducting cutting-edge experiments while waiting for a ride home, this mission has been anything but ordinary. So what can India take away from this? Take a look at this report to find out.
They were supposed to launch, test the Boeing Starliner, and come home in just over a week. But when Starliner's thrusters malfunctioned and helium leaks made the spacecraft unsafe, NASA had no choice but to extend the mission. 9 months later, they are finally returning, not in Starliner, but in SpaceX's Crew Dragon.
Before long, so don't make all those plans without me. We'll be back before too long.
Indian scientists at ISRO and space buffs across the country are tracking Sunita and Butch's homecoming with a lot of enthusiasm. But what are the lessons for India, especially when ISRO is gearing up for mission Gaganyaan? Lesson number 1. Space missions need backup plans. Gaganyaan will be India's first human spaceflight mission. But what if the return spacecraft malfunctions like Starliner? ISRO must prepare for every scenario. That means rescue plans, alternative transport options, and astronaut endurance training for extended missions. Because space does not follow a script.
We are not taking anything for granted because this is the mission in which human life is involved. And that to our own brothers or sisters' life is involved. And the entire ISRO and the organizations across the country who are involved in the Gaganyaan program is systematically, with single-minded devotion, we are working to ensure the mission is successful in the first attempt. We have learned the lesson from others. Similarly, here also we are learning the lesson from our own development issues.
Lesson number 2. Astronauts need to stay physically and mentally strong. Spending 9 months floating in microgravity takes a toll on the body. Muscle loss, weaker bones, vision changes. Sunita and Butch spent 900 plus hours in research, testing new exercise regimes and biological studies to understand how long stays in space impact the human body. The Gaganyaan astronauts currently are undergoing rigorous training, including classroom, physical fitness, simulator, and flight suit training at ISRO's astronaut training facility in Bengaluru, with some training also taking place in the United States of America and Europe. The 4 astronaut designates for our Gaganyaan mission: Group Captain Prashant Balakrishnan Nair, Group Captain Ajit Krishnan, Group Captain Angad Pratap, and Wing Commander Shubhanshu Shukla must be taking mental notes and also gearing up for every possible outcome. Think about it. The rigorous training in India might even help if they happen to encounter a Sunita and Butch type of experience. Lesson number 3. Mental health matters when one is stranded in space amid uncertainty. 9 months in orbit means missing birthdays, festivals, and family moments. But Sunita and Butch didn't let that dampen their spirits. They celebrated Thanksgiving, Christmas, and even Diwali in space, proving that astronaut well-being is just as important as science.
Welcome to the International Space Station as we get ready for the Christmas holidays. It's a great time of year up here. We get to spend it with all of our family up on the International Space Station. There's 7 of us up here, and so we're going to get to enjoy company together. And one of the best things that I like about Christmas is the preparation and just getting ready, the anticipation, everybody getting together and preparing stuff and just getting ready for the holiday. And a couple little things we have here with us to just prepare, which will be sort of fun in a couple days. So from all of us to all of you, Merry Christmas!
Gaganyaan is just the beginning. With plans for an Indian space station by 2035, lunar missions and deep space exploration, ISRO must learn from missions like Sunita's. Extended space stays, human endurance, backup spacecraft, all of this will shape India's next leap into space.
In fact, they are put through a series of training programs, both theoretical training as well as experimental training. And they will be really, the type of training what is given will give them enough confidence, enough resilience to handle this type of situations.
One thing is clear, Space travel is unpredictable. And as ISRO prepares to send Indian astronauts into orbit, Sunita Williams' mission serves as a masterclass in space survival.
Well, we also spoke to Sunita's family member Falguni Pandya, her cousin, who not only said that she was proud of Sunita's historic feat, but also said that she was prepping for a grand puja to thank God for her safe return.
Falguni Pandya, who is Sunita Williams' cousin and family member as well. So welcome on Times Now. And what a great day that has been. Did you sleep at all, Falguni, if you can tell us? Because this is a moment that we all have witnessed. And we were waiting with bated breath because there have been so many delays that had taken place. And finally, Sunita Williams is back home.
Yes, it's been an exciting day. In USA, it's a daytime, so we didn't have to worry about getting sleep. It's about 10:15 p.m. right now, and we just got the news that Sunny called the family and that she's okay, and she's on her way from Florida to Houston. That just came like 1 minute ago. She's tired but happy, and all the astronauts are doing well.
Well, Falguni, after spending over 280 days in space, Sunita having finally returned home, what was your first reaction and of your family like? Because we've been also listening to your family back home here in India as well. And that very moment of splashdown, it was historic. Was that an emotional moment for you?
Absolutely. Emotional. And emotional, I have said this before, that emotional because it felt surreal. It felt out of this world, but at the same time, it was not something unexpected, if that makes sense. We expected her to land safely. We expected her to come home just fine. There is still a feeling of gratitude towards the universe, the supreme power who has looked after her, and the faith in that supreme power is what gives us strength and confidence.
Were there any nail-biting moments there, upon the return, or rather, should we say, upon the arrival of Sunita Williams and the other astronauts as well? Were there any, nail-biting moments that you witnessed? Because it was heartwarming to see her smile radiantly. She's been smiling throughout. Even after that delayed stay in space, she's been smiling throughout.
That is correct. She is an optimist. She makes the best of the situation. And she never felt stranded. She never felt anything other than, okay, the trip is extended. Now what do I need to get done? So her attitude, which should be all of our attitude, when things don't go our way, we make the best of the situation that is in front of us. And as she was landing, there were not nail-biting moments because everything was going according to the plan. The landing was very smooth and beautiful. It was just magical.
Absolutely, it was. And what a welcome also from the dolphins there. I mean, it was just beautiful to watch and witness that. It was not just, the humans, but the dolphins also giving them a warm welcome. But space is a lonely place, Falguni. Sunita has always seemed very calm, very composed. Of course, she's an experienced astronaut. But were there any moments that you felt anxious about her prolonged stay? Her family, were they in touch with her?
We were all the time in touch with her. There were contacts through virtual calls, video calls, emails all the time. There was constant contact. We were able to send her photographs, physical photographs, handwritten notes. I have sent her some food. Other people have sent her some food. We have sent her some memorable things that would make her happy. So there was not a disconnect. There was a lot of connection. She used to write to us all the time. So yeah, there was no real feeling that, we don't know what she's up to. She very much made us a part of her journey. And she was very much a part of our lives because she always wanted to know how kids are doing, how is everybody doing, what's going on in our lives, how is the work going, how is this, how is that. So
So now that Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore are back, what next for them? Let's take a look at what's going to happen now. So there'll be a rehabilitation program that they'll undertake, for which Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore will be taken to Houston for 45-day rehabilitation. There'll be a walking therapy. Legs feel heavy after months in microgravity, and that's why they'll have to undergo a walking therapy for them to walk absolutely normally. Coordination training will take place as well. They'll have to relearn to balance properly on Earth, in Earth's atmosphere with the gravity. Nutritional recovery is also very important. Astronauts struggle to digest Earth food initially, and for them to accommodate well to that, there's a nutritional recovery that will also take place. It's going to be part of the rehabilitation program. They will be given small and nutrient-rich meals till they get accustomed to how people eat here on Earth. They, of course, know that, but since they've spent time in space for 9 months, they have to relearn everything. Then the psychological debriefing. Long space missions can affect memory and focus. There'll be a psychological debriefing for both Sunita and Butch. Astronauts will undergo psychological evaluation. These are the multiple steps that they will have to undergo to start feeling normal back again on Earth. Then you have rest and rehabilitation. The recovery can take weeks, and sometimes it can also take months. All this is going to be part of their rehabilitation program for the next 45 days. With that, we're slipping into a very short break. A lot more lined up on the other side.